In May 2026, Uruguay's identity record systems sustained a massive technical failure. Antel's 2ID platform, the foundation of digital citizen IDs, had been compromised. 8 gigabytes of sensitive citizen data spilled onto the web. It wasn't a complex hack. It happened because of unsecured API keys left in the open. Traditional media outlets told a different story. El Observador ran a triumphant headline declaring that authorities had arrested a 19-year-old mastermind behind the group responsible, PampaLeaks. Cybersecurity expert Alberto Daniel Hill watched the news with skepticism. He recognized the state's pattern because he experienced a similar framing operation firsthand during Operation Bitcoins in 2017. Hill views this arrest as forensic theater, a performance to distract from technical failure. To test this, he compared the official news reports against exclusive, raw Telegram intercepts from the actual hackers. If the official narrative is wrong, the vulnerabilities that leaked the data are likely still active. We have to look at the logs to see what the state was actually trying to hide. The central claim in the media was the identity of the suspect. Uruguayo 1337 was presented as a high-level cybercriminal leader. Forensic evidence suggests otherwise. This teenager was a low-level reseller of automated search bots known as PampaBot, isolated from the group's actual technical operations. These Telegram logs come directly from the self-identified director of PampaLeaks. In the chat, the leader explicitly mocks the government for arresting a kid who wasn't even a member of their team. How did the state secure a confession if they had the wrong person? The hacker collective claims investigators used a tactic they call la psicológica. It involves using isolation and threats of long-term prison sentences to break a suspect's sense of control until they agree to the state's version of events. Hill identifies these as the same interrogation methods used against him in 2017, leveraging fear and extreme psychological pressure to secure a confession at any cost. When the state cannot track a real threat, they often settle for a processed body, a visible arrest that pacifies the public while the real attackers remain at large. Beyond the arrest, the media pushed the idea that Uruguay was being targeted by an elite cartel of cybercriminals. Hill's investigation unmasked a group called ex-presidents as a fabrication. It was a fake threat created by a private firm, Birmingham Cyber Arms, or BCA. BCA employees accessed public VPN servers in Uruguay, purposely triggering minor vulnerabilities to create the appearance of a coordinated, ongoing attack. The goal was financial. By using El Observador to amplify the panic, BCA positioned itself to sell $29,000 annual monitoring contracts to state agencies desperate for protection. In this system, traditional media acts as a firewall for the state, uncritically repeating corporate narratives without demanding independent forensic proof. These incidents function as theatrical productions. They generate profit from manufactured fear while leaving the public's actual data just as vulnerable as before. With the teenager in jail and the contract signed, the media moved on, but the original breach remained. The hard-coded credentials and central data flaws were never fixed. The state relied on a protocol of silence, burying the technical details once they had a scapegoat. This makes standard vulnerability disclosure dangerous. Bringing these flaws to light in Uruguay often results in the researcher being criminalized rather than the problem being solved. To counter this, Hill proposes zero-contact disclosures. Researchers use anonymous intermediaries and decentralized platforms to record evidence, bypassing official government channels entirely. He advocates for the proxy pivot, using international laws like GDPR to force accountability from the outside when local systems fail. The hacking community must advocate for legal safe harbors. Without them, the state will continue to prosecute ethical researchers as a way to hide its own systemic failures.